Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Hi and welcome to the Wolfcast. The Wolfcast is brought to you by Draw the Wolves Basketball Club, and I'm your host Noel. On today's episode, I'm delighted to be joined by Kate Kelly. Kate is currently an assistant coach in our club, as well as playing for Killester Basketball Club. Before we get to the episode, just like to wish our own club coach Elaine Scally and camp coach Kojak all the best as they get prepared for their first game with the Irish under-20 ladies tonight. Best of luck. Hi Kate, how are you keeping?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good, you know me. Don't like to give out that much.
Oh yeah, not at all.
So how have you been keeping, or how is lockdown or COVID? And obviously now that we're coming out of and you're working at camp and coaching a camp, so how's the last year and a half been treating you?
Not so good, because obviously basketball is a big part of my life. So obviously not being able to train and play and see all my friends, and not competing in the season was really difficult, but hopefully we'll get back into it in the coming season.
Fingers crossed, like the light is at the end of the tunnel, and obviously we can see we're being back at camp, which is great.
Exactly.
Obviously, I know for ourselves, like we didn't get to finish out things with obviously the ladies and the under-18s and obviously internationals for yourself. So
yeah,
there's a lot of unfinished business there.
Oh yeah, completely, totally. And it's so like, it was just left, as in it was just so abrupt, like you just left it all. And no, but it'd be good to get back into it and back to a bit of normality.
That's the most important thing for us, really, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So we're week 2 at camp now, so how's camp?
Oh, really good. It's so good to see all the kids back, like with their friends, and they're finished school, so they're all real giddy. But it's good to see that they're coming out and they want to play basketball.
Yeah, no, I popped down there the other day and you can see the buzz and you can see everyone's enthusiasm and smiles and people's faces being happy. Obviously being blessed with the weather, but obviously most importantly being able to play basketball and be around people that share the same love as them.
Exactly, no, 100%. It's so important for the kids.
Definitely. And speaking of kids, how's Ben getting on the camp?
Ben is loving it. He's gonna be a better basketball player than me.
I will hold you to that. So we might see if we can get him off the golf course first.
Oh yeah, I know.
So let's go right back to the very start. So who, what, or why got you started in basketball?
I have to give the credit to Babs. I started playing basketball because my sister was playing and my mom was coaching her team, and I obviously, I'm very attached or whatever to my mom, so I was like, I want to play, I want to go. So my mom was like, obviously Neve's a good bit older than me, so I always wanted to play with Neve and her team. But when I was out on my mom's site, I was on the court and I was playing with them, running up and down, and this was when I was probably 4 or 5, so I wouldn't have been able to even reach the nets. So I don't know, that's where it kicked off, and I just continued to play basketball at like the blitzes, and then when I got to the right age, I started like playing competitively, and yeah, that's where it began.
So you're an original gym rat from early age.
Exactly, one of those kids that's normally dragged, but I enjoyed being dragged along.
Yeah, no, and obviously you're in a unique position, much like Dev last week. Your mom's so heavily involved in the game and involved so heavily in the ladies side of the club now and in Wolves, so you had that, we say, head start, or
so blessed. Yeah,
early introduction.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%.
So with that in your early introduction, and obviously having your older sister as a role model and your mom being so heavily steeped in basketball, what really ignited your passion for the game of basketball?
I just loved the feeling of playing basketball. It was like a get out space or whatever I had going on. Like, not that when I was younger, like I had a lot going on or whatever, but it was like away from school, and it was a different set of people, and I don't know, it was the feeling of playing basketball. I just enjoyed like the feeling, and especially winning. That's a different feeling on all sorts of levels.
Yeah, no. So obviously, for the people that don't know, your surname is very synonymous with sport and Drogheda, and obviously you've some legendary links. So Obviously,
Yeah.
everyone would have probably suggested or would have thought, you would have went to soccer, but
Oh yeah, 100%.
so obviously you found your love for the game very early on. So what was your biggest inspiration in the game, or what gave you the inspiration to say, this is my game, this is what I love?
I kind of set goals for myself, and I was like, well, I want to achieve this by this. And even at a young age, I was like, I'm gonna make. So at the start, it was like the Northeast team, because that was the biggest thing in my eyes. And I was like, I'm making that Northeast team no matter what. And then when it came to the Irish team, I was like, that's it. Like, I'm gonna make it. And I think setting goals for yourself makes you, I don't know, like makes your passion grow. And especially watching the senior team, probably more so than any underage teams. And watching Tina play, and most people won't believe me when I say this, Tina was probably one of my biggest inspirations in the game. I just loved her style of play and just the way she went about basketball. So she would have been the person I probably looked up to the most when I was younger. But yeah, definitely one of my inspirations anyway.
Yeah, you couldn't really pick anyone else really, like.
Well, can't say that now. We're not going to make anybody unhappy.
That's just all about. We like to hurt people's feelings. You should know that by now.
No, not at all.
But yeah, no, like when you look at how Tina just approaches the game, like with pure professionalism, and just how she plays the game, even now, like it's what I point out to young kids, and I pointed out to you at 18s, like just see how she plays the game and reads the game, and
of course,
yeah, it's phenomenal. So just to step aside from that, so what's been your best basketball memory?
I'd say winning the All-Irelands with Sparks.
Okay.
It was the last year of Sparks. I think we were under 16.
Yeah.
And the whole tournament, like, we have never played like that well, like ever. And especially our last game to win. I can't remember who we were playing, but oh my god, it was a phenomenal game. Like, each and every player like deserved their spot on the court, and each and every player worked for their spot and worked, like, we all won as a team. Like, there was no one person or this person stood out, that person stood out. Everybody worked as a team. So I think that would probably be one of my best memories in the club. And then of course my international game against Poland, my first international game, would have been one of my biggest memories. I scored 16 points, and it was my first international game. I went out with no fear. Like, I had nothing to lose, so I was fearless, and probably one of the best international games I played. Yeah.
Very good. So obviously you can see your Irish cap behind you there on the wall.
Oh yeah.
Was that just hung up today, was it?
Oh no.
So let's talk about the process. Obviously you were very fortunate enough and deserved your place to go to the Euros in 2019. So let's talk about obviously the process before that. Let's talk about your experience being selected as an Irish player, going through all the rigorous training, and then obviously getting the rewards of going to Euros at the end of that.
So at the start we were on a regional squad, so we'd travel up to UJ, and we'd travel about once a month, twice a month maybe. It was a group of us, and our coach was Andy Gill at the time, but we had no idea that he was going to be the coach for the Irish team. Mm-hmm. So he had a choice, same as every regional squad, that you had to put 2 players forward for it, and Andy selected me and Casey to go forward. So that was like the first kind of mention of the Irish team. And then we went to trials, which, you know what, I honestly can't even remember the first trials. This was so long ago. Went to the trials, and I just remember like loads of training sessions happened, and then the first cut came along, and I wasn't really worried about it. And then as the cuts kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller, I wasn't worried until it came to like the 18th. And then we had one training session, and I was like, I'm on this team. I don't know what happened. I played amazing. I was like out of the world, you know what I mean? And then it came to the final 12, and my dad thought it was a good idea to go for dinner. Literally 10 minutes before that the cut was announced, he was like, "You've got this in the bag." And I was like, "I don't know." And I was like, "I don't know what my reaction will be if I don't." So then we were sitting and the announcement came out and I was like, oh my God, I made it. And I was like, this is another goal that I set for myself when I was younger. And I just achieved it. And I, like, just the feeling of it, like, is just, I don't know, it's just amazing. I can't even put it into words about the feeling. So then when the final 12 was picked, we went abroad to different places. Luxembourg and Germany was before our Euros. And then Euros came around and it was like, oh shit. It was like, we've actually got to play against like proper teams and like in a proper tournament. We're like, oh no. And the first game we had like a warm-up game against Norway and that was fine. And like we kind of let everything loose, all of our nerves, everything. And then we got into the game. I can't even remember who we started with, but we got off to the tournament. It was off to a good start, like, and then we came to Portugal, and I'm sure for anybody who watched that Portugal game, I actually feel so bad for them. That killed us, like losing to them by 1 point. I think it was 1 in the end. I don't know. I'll never rewatch the game, so I think it was one or two anyway. That killed us, and then it set us kind of on a low. But we picked ourselves up when we played against Belarus because we knew we had to beat Belarus by 12, I think it was, in the end. And we did it, and we came 12th. We weren't overly happy, but we were just happy that we came together as a team in the end and finished 12th. But the tournament was just amazing. It's a different style of basketball. Like going from basketball just in Ireland to the basketball in the Euros was, I don't know, it was just incredible. Like the speed, you think going that you're the best team, and then you meet girls that like are maybe a level ahead of you, and then you're trying to play catch up. Like it is amazing, but I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, it's a very different animal when you go to Euro basketball. Like they very much have the principle of the 1 second rule to make a decision, and you can see that because they play at such a high tempo and high pace.
Completely.
You're done before the ball's in their hands, that they've already made the decision and they've read everything. So it's great to witness, it's great to play, it makes you see, oh, that is the level that we need to be at or we need to go at. And then, as you talked earlier, it gives you that extra goal to be, all right, we need to up the game, we need to constantly improve. No, so obviously, from speaking to you when you come back from the Euros, it's obviously a super experience for you to go, and it's obviously an honor and a privilege to represent your country, and it gives you great pride. So with that, now we're going to shift the focus to our teammates. So you have a couple of different avenues you can go here. You can go Sparks, Wolves, your Irish selection team, or you can go with your new club, Killester. So who's been your favorite teammate?
Overall, I'll have to say Casey Mulvey. I played with Casey. I played against her, Northeast. I've played with her on the Northeast team. I was with her with the regionals. We made the same Irish team, and we're best friends. Like I can't even put into words like our relationship. It's like when we're on the court against each other, like you wouldn't even think we're friends. Like we kill each other. But that's the most important thing about it. Like once you're playing against your best friend, you're not friends, and you'll never be friends on the court. But once you're off the court or you're playing on the same team, best buds anyway. But overall, I'd have to say Casey.
All right, no, that's fair testament, and I've witnessed them battles as well. So, that's good. And then obviously off the court, you are like Siamese twins attached to the hip to two yous.
I know. Yeah,
but it's good that to build them relationships and them bonds, and obviously you carry them forward throughout your life. And obviously as you said, you met in Northeast, you competed against, and you then were at Irish teams together, and obviously that's a bond and relationship you'll have forever going forward.
100%.
And obviously now you're gonna have to adjust your time zones with her getting a scholarship to go to America.
Stop. And the thing is though, she didn't get it for basketball, she got it for athletics. She's multi-talented.
And I described this before, she's an absolute savage.
Oh my gosh, no, 100% agree.
So to change focus now and move on, so who's been the best player you've played with?
Best player I've played with, we'll give that to, in the club, I'm gonna say again, Tina. Like there's no Tina and Caroline. There's no one compares in the club. I have to say my own age, Hazel Finn. She covers all areas. She's quick and she can finish under any amount of pressure. And anyway, she could be literally on the ground and she'll still finish the ball. She's great in every area. I love playing with her. I love playing with her.
No, and again, there's a bit of lineage there with her sister as well.
Oh yeah.
You know, so there must be something to do with DNA or genetics.
Yeah, definitely. Because the both of them are amazing.
Yeah. No, that's good. You might have hurt some feelings there in the ladies' team, but I'm happy with that for you.
No, I can't pick. I can't pick between them, so I have to pick somebody else.
It's fine. I like to store the pot. You should know that by now.
Yeah.
So with that, who's been the hardest worker you've played with? There's always that one player who's not the most naturally talented, gifted, but just works the butt off and gives it everything.
This is a good one. I'm gonna stick with the club, and I'm gonna go Nicola, because although Nicola tries so hard, sometimes she'll have those days where she cannot make a layup, but she will make it up on the other end. She is the best defender I've seen in Northeast, and that's not even a lie. Yeah. She will give everything. She'll jump on every ball. She'll fight everybody. She's just tough. She's literally a beast. No, she's the best defender I've seen in the Northeast. Anyway, for a fact. Yeah. So I have to give it to Nicola.
No, I would have to agree there. She was always my go-to person when I needed a matchup D. And she just gave her everything. She gave her all. And even when she played up with ladies, playing up, she was the exact same. So,
Yeah, and no fear. I love it. No fear.
Yeah, that's a good show. So you, again, most definitely fall into this category. So who's been the biggest messer or joker you have been involved or play with?
I don't agree with Scally. No, I agree with Jer. Jer is mine. 100%. Nobody would even think that she's a messer. But I'm telling you, the amount of times that she makes me get in trouble or makes any of us get in trouble, she's so quiet, but she's such a messer. I told her this. I've told her this many times, but honest to God, she's such a big messer. She literally make me laugh, and I'll get in trouble. Oh, yeah, I have to give it to her. There's nobody else I can give it to.
Like 2 call-outs now she has. I like it.
Yeah, because it's the truth, and nobody believes us.
Yeah, I told you, it's the quiet ones you need to look out for.
Exactly.
She's quiet, she's unassuming, but yeah, these are all about the messes at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So change focus from teammates now. We're going to look, so we can look at a team or a player. So who's the toughest opponent you've come up against? Whether it be that single player that always shuts you down, or that team that's always, it's going to be a tough challenge when you walk in the gym.
Team. I don't know. We are the best. No, I'm joking. We were the best in our age. Tough team. I'd say when we played against Ulster Elks when we were in the BI League, they're a tough team. They're quick and they're good shooters. So it was a really intense game. But I think that would be my biggest one in the Northeast League. Yeah, definitely. I haven't really played much with Killester, so I can't really give you that one. Oh, we played against a little friendly with Temple Oak. So a team I probably never want to play again is Portugal. If I play internationally, never again. The worst experience of my life. No, not the worst, but yeah, I'd say I give it to Ulster Elks. That was the hardest team to play, and we played them twice because of the rotation of the teams. Yeah, they were the most, or Cavan Eagles actually. They were a tough team, but we won, so it's fine. Yeah, them 2 teams probably the toughest. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'd have to agree. When we played you up north, they gave us a real eye opener, gave us a real awakening and an introduction to the North League when we moved up there.
Yeah.
We thought they were sure-handed, but they'd all all players could play all spots and they just moved the ball quick, and you thought you were shutting them down by the lane, and then all like 3 or 4 of them would step outside and hit a tree and just punch it that way. So I definitely think that's a good shout. That was an eye opener for all of us, really.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So change focus from teammates and players. So let's look at coaches. So who's been the coach that's got the most out of you as a player?
I'd have to say Gary McCursta. He took me for the year that I really changed as a player. I like changed from being an okay shooter to a pretty good shooter to like that team just transitioned. It was like we were now coming from under 14s to under 16s, and it was time to get bigger, get stronger. And I think that's the whole reason why we got it to the All-Irelands, because like he worked on us, and he worked on the team, but he also worked on each individual person. Like he took his time to work on each individual person and like help everybody improve, not just like, oh, let's have a team training session. You know what I mean? I'd have to say probably Gar, because it was probably the last season I played in full as well. Yeah, properly. Gar, definitely.
Okay. Nice.
That's no offense, by the way.
Oh, no,
because I know you took us.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Now, looking, Gar's a great coach, and one of his strengths is shooting. So, it's great to get insight and knowledge from Gar and get his shooting expertise. Although the man can't shoot himself, he's great at teaching him to shoot.
Calling them out.
Sorry, Gar. Yeah. So let's switch focus. So let's look at attributes. So what do you think is your best attribute as a player and as a coach? Because obviously you do some coaching.
Yeah, well, I'd say leadership as a player, because like kind of both, because I don't like to leave like anybody behind. Like say if on the team and there's somebody just falling behind and they're not like as strong as everybody else, but a team is as strong as the weakest link. So you need to bring the people that aren't as experienced and aren't as skilled as you are. I feel like that's what I do a lot. Like I always push them on, because at the end of the day, it's better if we're all on the same level than some of us at a high elite level and then some of us not on any standard. So I think like I always like to drag them along. Not drag them, I don't mean to drag them. I mean to push them on. Like I always try to push my teammates on to be the best player, obviously.
Okay. And as a coach?
As a coach, kind of the same. I always like to work more with the people who have only either introduced to basketball or who haven't got the experience. Because I hate to see a team where like you can like walk into a gym and you'll know who's been playing basketball for 4 or 5 years and you know who hasn't. And like I see it now on Emer's team and the team I'm assistant with. The under 16 boys are like a family. Like they all respect each other. They're all together. And I know one of the boys, for example, has only joined the club. Now he's played with basketball out on the street, shooting around with Finn. And he has come on so much. Like he was at camp last week and he completely out of his bubble. He's like trash talking to Connor, like just like things like that. But that's only because the lads have made him feel welcome and they've brought him on. So like, I think it's just bringing people on with you, not just being selfish. Like that's why basketball's a team sport. You can't be selfish. It's not a selfish game. You have to bring on your teammates as well. Yeah,
that's interesting. That's good.
Yeah.
So let's switch to going back to gameplay. So do you have any pre-game rituals, superstitions, favorite number?
My number is 9. And it always has been 9. I was born on the 9th, and so was my uncle. So I just have always worn 9. I don't know why. It's just my birthday. And then I have to listen to Eminem before I play. Like there's no and it has to be Lose Yourself. That has to be the last game that I listen to before I get on the court. I don't know. It's just like a kickstart.
Look, we all have our little things.
Yeah.
We all have them, whether you call it ritual or superstitions or whatever it may be. It just could be a regiment in regards that you need to do them things that your brain clicks over and go, right, it's game time.
Yeah.
No other little silly superstitions that you put your left sock on, your right sock on?
No, not really.
You're
I
not,
actually don't. It's mad. I don't. No,
you're
no,
not that fussy, I know.
no.
I know.
Get me in the game. That's it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as someone who has coached you in 2 levels, it's very much like that. It's like, can we stop talking and just play? Okay, cool. Happy days. Let's go. Cheers.
Yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah, and it's that enthusiasm that myself as a coach loves to see. That ball, yeah, let's go. Come on. Ball. Right,
Like,
yeah.
I'm ready. I'm here now. Come on. Let's go. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, no, so that for me, that's fantastic. So if you could give one bit of advice to our young Wolfpack members, what would it be?
I'd probably say, like, never be comfortable where you're at in terms of like your basketball skills, or in terms of like your standard that you have to keep going, like until like obviously not everybody wants to go pro, but you have to have that in mind if you want to take basketball really seriously, because you cannot be happy with where you are. You have to keep working. And like, you'll probably think, like, I set goals for myself. So I was like, okay, the Irish team. But now I'm kind of like, okay, I want to go to college in America. I want to play at college level. And like, you only know that you need to set another goal when you achieve one goal. Like, you can't set a million goals and then, because you'll never achieve them that way. So I think that you should never be comfortable. Always want to come out your comfort zone, because that's what helped me the most. Like, I went from under 14 to under 16, and I was like, under 14, I was like, right, I'm only ever going to use my right hand. And like, all my coaches will tell you that it took me a while to get just my left hand. And now, like, I still have the same confidence now I do my right hand to go with my left. So I don't know, it's just, you like, never be comfortable where you're at. Always try new things, and always be eager to learn.
No, that's good advice. And just to go back a step, yes, I was like a broken record to you. Go left and use your left hand.
Yeah, I know. I've learned. Don't worry.
The proof's in the pudding. Let's wait and see.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I think you're bang on in regards to setting goals, and they can be small goals that then lead to bigger goals, but they need to be realistic and attainable, and then there needs to be steps to them. I think you're 100% right there.
Yeah.
So for me, that's brilliant. So with a focus on, obviously, you now being a Killester player and you've moved to Killester, so what do you hope the future holds for you with your new club?
Well, I hope to play, obviously, an actual season this year, because we were 1 week away from playing my first Super League game, and COVID struck again and we went back into lockdown. But I hope to play out this full year, and then I don't really know. Like, I have a big year this year, 6 years, so I have my leave insert then, and then I hope, like, I'm in the process of reaching out to colleges and all that. So I hope that, like, I'll get good game time, good tape, and then send that away, and then get more offers, and hopefully at the end of it I'll pick the right college. And if not, I could take a year out and I could either go to a prep school or something. So hopefully everything will work itself out, but I probably will only stay with Killester for this season, depending on if I go to college next year or not. So.
No, that's cool. And obviously you do have a very bright future ahead of you, and you've planned, and I know you put the work in. So
yeah,
it will be very exciting for me to watch as someone who's coached you and mentored you, and it would be very exciting future prospect, hopefully, going forward. So let's go back to the game. Let's get serious. You're down 2 points. You've just come out of a timeout. Who are you going to hit your buzzer beater? Who's your go-to?
I read this question and I was like, I don't know. Probably Hazel. I told you, like I mentioned before, she'll finish the ball whether she's on the ground, whether she's upside down. The ball will always end up in the basket. She's probably going to be, she would be my person, yeah. I'd look for her definitely on the court, because she'd find a way to put the ball into the basket. No doubt without it.
Okay. No, I like that. I do like that.
Yeah.
So to end it off and round it off very nicely, who would you like to see next on the Wolfcast?
Emer Howard. Yeah, she's been a big part of my life lately. So, I wouldn't be reaching out to as many colleges as I am. So no, and she's many stories to tell. So yeah, of course, Emer Howard.
Cool. Not your mom, no?
No, she'd kill me. She hasn't got the time.
No, that's cool. So look, Kate, cheers. Thanks so much for joining me in the Wolfcast, and best of luck to you in the future.
Cheers. Thanks, Noel.
Thank you very much. So there you have it, guys. Nice little chat and catch up with Kate. It was great to have an insight into Kate and see her mindset and her goal setting. Remember to stay tuned for coming episodes. See you soon.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.